Hi there. This video is all about my life and how it applies to physics. And first of all, don't mind this because this is not how I usually am, but don't mind the baldness because of this pandemic. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm here to explain to you how physics applies to my daily life and how it's so interesting to see how it all works out. So, enjoy. So first off, every day in the morning since the last for the last decade at least, I've been getting out of bed every day in the morning and just walking all over the place until the day's over. And here is a running example of my feet walking. Okay, so what that means is Newton's third law comes into play. And what that means is that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when I'm walking, I'm initially applying force to the ground, but then the ground will also exert the, is that the word? I don't know. Let's use the word apply. The ground is also applying the same amount of force back, but in other words, the opposite direction, which is also allowing me to move forward. And this also applies to running, which in this case, fun fact, I run with my father. Not telling you about days, but I do run with my father, and it's a lot of fun. So just saying that. But either way, it also applies to running. Newton's third law. For every action, there is a reaction, an opposite and equal reaction, and you probably know why. And you also want to know what Newton's third law makes me go into? Insanity. Here's one of those videos of me being insane about Newton's third law. I don't know if you can see me from, oh god, no. God, why does this happen? Okay, so after my runs, after my daily routine, you get what I mean. After my runs, what I do is I take a shower, obviously. Why wouldn't I? So what I do, I'm going to take this for example, because I'm not taking my shirt off. So what I do is I throw my clothes over to the basket over there, which is outside, not in this room, because otherwise my room would stink. I would throw my basket up there, right? And it would stay there until it gets washed. Which also means that projectile motion is in play. And how do you know when projectile motion is in play? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because, say I wanted to throw this into the basket, like that. It missed, but it's fine, you get the point. So, which also means that the way I'm throwing this object, throwing is in play too. So when you're throwing the object, it actually forms an arc. You see how that goes? So let's say, for example, I'm gonna throw over here, and then I'm gonna throw it. See how that forms an arc? See, that's projectile motion. And if you were to search it up on Google, you would see that almost every single thing on a graph, it forms an arc. So that's how you know. And you would take a cannon, for example, you would take a cannon, right? And then you see there's like the ball in there, and then you would launch it, and then it would fly out of there like it's nobody's business. So, and it forms an arc too before it reaches the ground. So, that's what it comes to in life. And that's not the best way to. Okay. Yeah. Whatever that's stupid. I don't know. I don't even know why I brought it. Okay, now. Crap. This attic. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, my microphone. It's okay. Alright. Okay. 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 Should probably turn on the light for this. Okay. Alright. Okay. See this bad boy? Yeah, see this? The vacuum cleaner. Oh yeah. You know, now most people say that a vacuum cleaner sucks. And I don't mean suck as in a negative way. I mean suck as if the vacuum is sucking all the particles, all the nasty stuff on the floor, and putting it into a chamber. Shut up, computer. Okay, anyways. Now, I'll plug this bad boy in. Okay, it's plugged in. Alright, now. That's not true. Vacuums do not suck. See, as soon as I turn this bad boy in, what it's gonna do, it's creating low air pressure. What that means is that it's taking all that high pressure, all that high air pressure from the vacuum, and it's turning into low air pressure, causing all the particles to get in the vacuum chamber and into this bad boy. So, it also means that I forgot to mention in this video that the high pressure is also getting rid of. So when it does that, you see how the vacuum works. It's getting the high air pressure out of the vacuum, and it's allowing the particles to get inside the vacuum chamber. That's all. That was satisfying. Okay. So now you know that your life was a lie. You thought that vacuums sucked. They don't. It creates low air pressure to be exact, causing all the particles, all the little things, to be forced to be inside a chamber. Taking all that high air pressure out from the the vacuum. It's creating low air pressure to have the particles inside. So it's not technically called sucking. If you thought about it, your life was a lie. You know, on some days, I may get extremely clumsy in the mornings. So, I'm really sweaty, and I'm gonna just take a walk. Maybe do something. Hi. There's just a. Okay. You know what? Someone forgot to close it. Gosh. Okay. So what you just saw was a bad example of Newton's first law, and let me explain to you. First off, that was a very true story of what happened to me someday whenever. I completely forgot the day. And my mother left the cabinet door open, and I bumped into it because I didn't know the cabinet door was open, and it hit me, but I was fine. So it applies to Newton's first law because it states that whatever object is in motion will stay in motion, and whatever object remains at rest stays at rest until something happens. So for me, I was in motion. I was getting ready to go to my office. This is my office right here. Welcome. I forgot to tell you that. And I was about to go to my office, and then I was in motion because I was walking forward. I was moving forward and whatever. And the cabinet door was in the way. And so when I hit it, it prevented me from moving anywhere, from going any more forward. And that's also called inertia. It's resisting you from moving forward. But, it's pushing you back to where you came from. That's called inertia. That was a bad explanation of inertia, but it's basically saying that it's resisting you from going any more forward, but you're still applying the same amount of motion that you were previously. It also applies to car crashes. You see, when a car moves forward like that and then it bumps into something, it crashes and then boom and then pa like that. See, it's still like in the same speed, like say for example 64 miles per hour. It's still applying that 64 miles per hour into it. It's just when it hits the object, it starts to go back to where it came from, resisting it from going any more forward, and it just stops at a random time. Same thing with a soccer ball. It originally was at rest until you kicked it, and then now it's in motion, and then when it goes into the goal, it resists it from going any more forward. But it still applies the same amount of force, the same amount of motion to whatever it was when it was originally kicked. That's called Newton's first law. You also may be wondering, I am sitting in a chair. And you may be wondering, oh wow, how do chairs work, How do chairs work, actually? And how come I'm able to be where I am right now? Well, here's the thing. When I sit on a chair, I'm applying force to it, okay? And this also applies to Newton's third law as well. I forgot to mention this. And, then that's the reason why I'm not falling. And that's the reason why, this chair's not broken. Because I'm applying force to the chair. And the chair is applying the same amount of force back in the opposite direction. So that's why I'm not falling, and that's also another part of Newton's third law. Okay. So you may be wondering why you're over there, I'm over here. Is because there's something I want to show you. See this? The rotation of my chair. That, my friends, is called angular momentum. It's the rotational object. It's the object's ability to be able to rotate, or in other words, spin in a direction that it's wanted to. So if I were to spin in this direction, I'm the one who started it, because I'm the initial force of this chair rotating. So there is that. And just as long as nothing happens, like if I don't touch the table or anything, or if my foot or anything else, or the chair touches anything else that will resist anything from doing what it's supposed to do, then it should be fine. And I'm able to spin whenever I want. So my knee almost hit the table, but it's fine. But this is when inertia comes into play. And remember how I said in the beginning how just as long as anything doesn't touch like the chair from doing what it's able to do? Yeah, that's when inertia comes into play. So if I were to touch the table like that, that would prevent it from going any more further with its rotational business. And yeah, that's pretty much how angular momentum works. And sorry for the computer interruption. And so, yeah, I'm going to be speaking like this as if I'm a news reporter. And there you have it. And that is how my daily life, pretty much, this is my daily life. My daily life and how it applies to physics. And how physics applies to my life. Yeah, this was just a video of me explaining it, and this is also for a project. This is also going to be on the extra channel, where it says behind the scenes, or just extra videos that I don't want to upload to my main channel. So yeah, and that's the only way how I'm gonna get this video out. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you're on YouTube right now and you're somewhat still subscribed to the extra channel, and honestly, if you guys are watching this video, I really do appreciate if you guys drop a like on this video. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and make sure you guys subscribe to the main channel. If you guys want to subscribe to this channel, the extra channel, go right ahead. I don't care. Alright, anyway guys, take care and stay tuned for more uploads and whatnot. And my head is itchy, but that's fine. But thank you guys for watching, and yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.